In today's video, we'll teach you how to create a multi-step user registration form using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. My goal with this channel is to post videos on different topics every week. This will help you to become a full stack developer. It's important to keep watching the step-by-step tutorial until the end. Here on the screen, we can able to see the multi-step registration form with steps like account, personal, social and finish. And then below we have an account information with step count says 1 of 4, which contains username, email, password and confirm password. Along with this we have a next button to navigate the form to the next step. While clicking this, it will navigate the form with animation effect to switching the form from account to personal, and it will change the color to the step as well as the route too. In our channel, I have added responsive registration form with a single view. Check this out after watching this video to gain a better understanding. Here in the next step, we can see the personal information with step count says 2 of 4 that contains first name, last name, contact number, date of birth with date option 2. Along with this, we have a two button here. One is previous and another one is next. As we know already what next button will do. While clicking previous button, this will switch back the form from personal to account and it will remove the step and root color too. While clicking the next here, we'll navigate the form from profile to social with the information of step count displays 3 of 4, which contains LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube too. And here now we can able to see the buttons with previous and submit. As we know already what previous will do, and while clicking submit, the entire form will submit here with the navigation from social to finish with the step of 4 of 4, and it displays success with thanks for sign up with the success icon here, and then text contain we will connect you soon. As of now we are not linked to the backend, so this magic is done through JavaScript, and clicking this success icon here the form will reset and display a fresh form again here. Before beginning this video, I would like to introduce myself as Sharat Chandar K. Most of you are watching my videos without subscribing. So please subscribe to our channel and like this video to encourage me. Let's build our own. Here on my desktop, I have already created a project folder name called multi-step form. Let me open this into a Visual Studio Code. So for that, I will drag this directly into a Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code will automatically loads all the file inside it. Inside the directory, I have already created a index.html, style.css and script.js. In the index.html, I have added a HTML boilerplate with the help of title name called multi-step registration form by Sharat Chandar K. Along with this, I have linked two more files with the help of link, and I have linked the style.css with the help of script. I have linked the script.js. Along with this, we have added one more link tag with the help of FontAwesome CDN. We are going to add the icons with FontAwesome, and then in the style.css, I have added a import URL of the font family Poppins. Along with that, I have added a global variable with the help of star, and I'm going to reset the margin to 0, padding to 0, box sizing should be border box, and I have added the font family with Poppins, and I have added the transition to this font family Poppins will get the results with the help of this import URL. And now inside the body element, we are going to design the multi-step form. So for that, first I will create a container with the help of div. For that, we have a embed abbreviation with dot container. If we hit enter, it will automatically create a div tag with the help of class attribute with the value of container. Inside that, we are going to add the progress bar. So for that, again I am going to add the progress bar with the help of ul dot the value of progress bar. If we hit enter again, it will create a ul tag and with the help of class attribute with the value of progress bar. Inside that, we are going to add the li. So inside the ul, we are going to add the 4 steps for the form. So same as I am going to add the 4 li's. So li with asterisk 4, if we hit enter, it will create 4 li's. Inside that, we are going to add the strong element of account, and then next li contains again with the strong element of personal, and then third li of again with the element of strong, and I will say the value of social. The fourth one as with the element of strong and then we'll mention it as finish. And then for each li we are going to add the ids. So the first id contains account, the second li id contains personal, third li id contains social, and then fourth li id contains confirm. And now let us see our html file in action. So for that we have a extension called go live. Once we click this in the status bar, it will automatically load our project into a default browser. Now we can style this with the help of style.css. So for that I will jump to the style.css. In the style.css, first I will add the styles to the body with the help of element selector name called body. Inside the body we are going to add the forms into the center of the screen with the help of display grid, and then place item center. We'll set min height to 100 bh, and then I will add the background color to blue. If I save, now we can able to see the container into the center of the screen with the background color change. Now we'll add the styles to the container. So previously we have added the styles to the body with the help of element selector name. Now we are going to add the styles with the class selector. So with the help of dot with the class value of container, I will set the width of 450 px and will set the border radius 10 px, and then overflow should be hidden. I will add the background color to white, and then I will add the padding inner space of top and bottom to 20 px, and then right and left to 30 px. If I save, now we can able to see the container into the center of the screen. So here I have added 45 instead of 450. I have changed these things to 450. If I save, now we can able to see this. And then now again we have added the styles to the body and we have added styles to the container. Now again we are going to add the styles to this particular UL tag, right? So again with the help of class selector with dot progress bar, I will add the margin bottom to add the outer spacing of 30 px. We'll set overflow to hidden. We'll add the color of light gray. If I save, now we can able to see the color change here. And then now we'll style this account to each LIs. So for that again I will go here, I will add the dot progress bar to li. If I add a styles like this, so we can able to see the parent element and all the styles applicable to the childs of LIs. So again first I will remove this list style type to none. This will remove the styles to that li. Will add the font size to 15 px, and I will add the width of each LIs as 25% because we have 4 LIs. We divided by 4, it will be 25. And then we'll set the float to left. I will add the font weight to 400. We'll set the text align to center, and then we'll set the position to relative, and then we'll set the z index to 1. If I save, now we can able to see the LIs into the center of the list. So now we'll add the icons to the each LIs. So for that we can able to add the icons. We can go here and we can set the I tag of with the class font awesome fa user. If I save, now we can able to see the icon here, right? Previously we have added the icons in the HTML. Now for the change, now we are going to add the icons with the help of CSS. I will add the dot with progress bar. We are going to add the icons to the each LIs, right? With the help of li, and then we add this ID. So I will add the ID here and will set the before property, and I will set the content to slash f023, and then I will set the font family to font awesome. If I save, now we can able to see the icons here. So this content we can get from the I element itself, and then same as others we are going to add the icons. So I will copy this, I will paste it for 3 times, and I will change the ID value of each tile property. Now if I save, now we can able to see the icons to all the LIs. Now we need to change the icons with the help of content. I will say this as F007, and then for social 0AC, and then for the confirm 00C. If I save, now we can able to see the icon difference here. Now we'll add the styles to that icon too. So again with the help of progress bar li, I will add the before of, I will set the width of 50 px, I will set the height of 50 px again, and then I will set the line height to 50 px. Will set display block to set in the center of the screen, display block to display this, and then I will set the font size to the icons to 20 px. I will set the color to white. We'll add the background color with again light gray. We'll set the border radius to 50 percentage. So this will show as a circle, and then we'll add margin of top 0 and then bottom to auto 10 px for right and auto to left, and then we'll set the padding inner spacing of 2 px. If I save, now we can able to see the circle here. As I said, we have added as a circle to border radius to 50. If I change to 10, we can't able to see the circle. I will change these things to again 50. Now we can able to see the icons here. So we'll add the class to active here. So for that, if it is active, we need to show the different color, right? So I will add the progress bar with subclass of active. Again, I will add the color to blue color itself. If I save, nothing will happen because we need to add this subclass to the each li. So I will set class to active. If I save, now we can able to see the color difference here. So now again I will jump to the style.css. If it is active, we need to change the color these things to, right? So again in the style.css, I will add the styles of progress bar again with li of after. What this before and after. Here in the element, for each element we have an option to add the styles to the before and after. If I go on over here to the element, now we can able to see the styles to this. So if I add the styles to the after with the help of content, I will set this content to null and I will set the width of 100 percentage. I will set the height to 2 px. Again with the background color to light gray. I will set the position to absolute. I will set left to 25 px. I will set top to 25 px. We'll set the z index to -1. If I save, now we can able to see the step design here. This was added into the after. If I remove here, if I save it again, now we can't able to see the step row on here. I will undo this. If I save here, now we can able to see the step here. So with the help of class before and after, we are added the styles. For the before, we have added as a circle. For the after, we are added as a line height here. So here it was an extra row, right? So we need to disable this. So for that, again, what I do in that style.css with the progress bar, this was in the confirm id. So for this particular li of after, we'll set the width to 0. If I save, now we can't able to see that only these three styles will applicable for first three LIs. And now whenever the class should be active, the color should be changed, right? For that, again with the help of progress bar li.active, we'll set the before color because before is the circle. We'll add the background color again dark blue. If I save, now we can able to see the active class here. Now we are going to add the forms. So for that, again I will jump to the index.html. Below the progress bar, we are going to add the 4 forms. So for that, I will create a group of div with class value of form group into 4. If I hit enter, it will create a 4 div with the class value of form group. Inside that, I am going to add the row with the help of embed abbreviation, and then I will add the h2 header tag, and I will mention account information, and then again one more h3 tag with type 1 of 4. If I save, now we can able to see the header here. I will add the class to the each heading tags. For the first one contains form title, and then second heading class contains form step. I will copy this row. I will add this inside the each form group, and then I will change the value of each form group. For the first form group, we have already added as a account information, and then second form group contains personal information, and then step value of 2 of 4, and then third form group contains social information, and then step of 3 of 4, and then fourth form group as finish, and then this step contains 4 of 4. If I save, now we can able to see all the form groups here. Inside the form groups, we are going to add the controls. So again, I will add one more div with form control with the help of class. If I hit enter, inside that I will add the label for username, and I will mention the value of username, and then we'll add the input type as text, and then ID of username. If I hit enter, it will automatically create a input type with the ID of username. If I save, now we can able to see the label as well as the input box. So I will copy this and I will paste it for 2 times because we are going to change this. Instead of username, we'll add the email, and then instead of again this one, we'll change these things to password, and we'll copy this one more time, and we'll change this label to confirm password, and then instead of label for username, we'll change these things to email. I will change the ID to email here. We'll change the label again to password. We'll copy and change the ID to, and then confirm password will mention as password 1, and then for each input we'll change the type to email for the email, for the password and confirm password to type as password. If I save, now we can able to see the forms here. So the same as the second form group contains personal information. For the personal information, I will paste the same form group here again for 4 times. I will change the first label as first name, and then second label as last name, and then third label as contact number, and then fourth label as date of birth. And same as ID and label 4, we need to change. I will change this as to first name. I will copy and paste the ID here, and will change the type to text. The second label as last name. I will copy and change the ID here, and will change the type to text, and then third control as contact number. We'll mention this input type as number, and then fourth one as DOB, and we'll mention the type as date. If I save, now we can able to see the date and then number here. For the third form group, again I will paste the form control here with 4 times again. First form control as LinkedIn, and I will change the label to LinkedIn, and then we'll add the type to URL. So the same as the second form control as Facebook, I will change the foreign ID to here again with the type of URL, and then third form group contains Twitter, and then label as X, and then same type as URL, and then fourth one as YouTube, and then again type should be URL. If I save, now we can able to see the forms here. Here along with the form control, we are going to add the button control too, because each of the forms we have a buttons too, right? So in the next to the form control of account information, I will add the button here with class value of next, and I will mention the text as to next. If I save, now we can able to see the next button here. The same thing we need to add for the next form too. For the next form, we need to show the 2 buttons. One is previous and one is next. So for that, I will create one more class with the class value of button control. Inside that, I will paste that next, and then I will change the value to previous, and then class to pre. I will copy this again. I will paste it in the end of social information too. If I save, now we can able to see the buttons here, and then in the social information, the first button as previous, and then second button as submit, because after this form 3 we are going to submit the form. So after submitting the form, in the finish, what content we are going to show. So for that, again in the form submission of success, I will add the header value of h2. Inside that, I will add the strong element to show the text as bold, the value of success, and then one more h2 tag. Here I will mention thanks for sign up, and then right below we are going to add the icon with the class of font awesome fa check circle 0, and then I will add the paragraph tag with the help of p will say we will connect you soon. If I save, now we can able to see all the 4 forms here. The first form contains username, email, password and confirm. The second form has first name, last name, contact and date of birth. Third form has LinkedIn, Facebook, URL and Twitter, and then fourth form has finished with that success message. Along with this form, we have the separate buttons too. Now we'll style this. So for that, I will jump to the style.css. So in the style.css, I am going to add the styles to the all the form groups, right? So I will use this form group as a main class styles. I will set display to none. If I save, we can't able to see all the form groups here. Now again with the help of form group, we'll add the class of subclass called called form active, and then we'll set display block. This will help us to show only that particular form. So I will copy this class and I will add the subclass here to the first form. If I save, now we can able to see only the first form here. So this will help us to style easily to better understanding. So and then inside that form group we have a row to style this within a line. So again with the help of dot row, we'll set the display flags. We are going to add this content into the center of the div. So I will add the align item center. We'll set the justify content to space between. We'll add the padding bottom of outer spacing to 10 px. If I save, now we can able to see the account information and the step it is in a single liner. And then I will add the color to this header tag to show the differentiate of the account information and then step. So for that I will add again row with h2. We'll add the color to blue color and then we'll set the font weight to normal. If I save, now we can able to see the font weight as normal and then color should be blue color. Now we are going to add the colors to these steps. So again with the help of row h3, we'll add the color to gray. Again font weight should be normal. If I save, now we can able to see the differentiate of each one. So I will remove this display none to block. If I save, now we can able to see all the information of accounts should be center of the div and we can able to see the differentiate of the colors. Again I will change to display none and then now we'll add the styles to the form control. Then form control I will set the position to relative. We'll add the margin outer spacing of top and bottom 1 or m and right and left to 0. If I save, now we can able to see the space between here. And then now we are going to add the styles to the label as well as the input. Again with the help of form control with label, I will set the font size to 13 px. We'll set the position to absolute because we are going to set this label on top of the input. I will set the height of 19 px. We'll set the padding inner spacing 4 px and 7 px. We'll add the top of -14 px. We'll set the left to 10 px. We'll add the color to light gray color. We'll add the background color to white. If I save, now we can able to see the label on top of the input box with the color of light gray. And now I will add label style again. We'll set the display block here and then we'll set the margin bottom to 0.5 or em. If I save, now we can able to see the margin space here. Now we are going to add the styles to the input to all the forms. So I have added the styles to the input directly to the element selector. I will add the input of display block and then width of 100%. Then I will add the padding to 0.75 rem. We'll set the border to 1 px solid light gray color. And then again I will add the border radius to 0.25 rem. I will add the I to 50 px. If I save, now we can able to see the input box as well as the label here. Now we'll style the button. We are going to add the styles to all buttons. So I will directly set the button selector name called button. Wherever we have used as a button, this style should be applicable. Again with the padding of 0.75 rem, we'll set display block again. Text decoration to none. We'll add the background color to blue color again. We'll add the text color to light gray color and then we'll set the text align to center. We'll add the border radius to 0.25 rem. We'll set the cursor to pointer. We'll add the transition to this button 0.3 second. We'll remove the border with the help of border none. We'll remove the outline with the help of outline none. We'll add the margin left to auto. We'll set the width of 50% and then we'll set the font size to 15 px. If I save, now we can able to see the button into the margin left to auto. And now whenever we have over or we click, we need to add the box shadow to it. So again with the help of button, with over, I will set the box shadow to 0, 0 and 0 to px with white color, and then again 0, 0 and 0, 3px with color of blue. If I save, if I go on over, now we can able to see the border color shows with animation effect with the help of transition. So now again, if I change this display none to block, now we can able to see all the forms. Here the button is collapsed, right? So for that we are going to add the styles to this particular button control. Here we have the button control with the div. I will add the class to this button control. I will set the display flux here. This will set this content into the center of the screen, and then I will add the gap of 10% each. So if I save, now we can able to see the buttons here. And then here something is missed for the social, the class value as button control. If I save, now we can able to see all the styles uniformly. Now I will go here and again I will change these things to display none. If I save, now we can able to see only a single form. Whenever we click this, we need to navigate to the next form, and in the next form we have a previous button. Whenever we click that, we should be navigate to the previous form, right? This operation we are going to do with the help of JavaScript. So for that I will jump to the script.js. Here we'll add the declarations with the help of const. First we'll add the declaration to the progress bar. Again I will jump to the index.html. I will copy this progress bar value. Here we are going to add the declaration with the help of document. Document is the owner of all your web page. With the help of document with query selector all, because we are going to get all the LIs inside the progress bar with the help of progress bar dot with LIs. If I go and do the console.log here for progress bar, if I save, if I go on insert element here in the console tab, we can able to see all the 4 node list. So this is the first one, second one, third one and fourth one, because we are directly getting all the query selector with the help of LI. This is how the DOM tree will work. And then we'll add the another declaration with the help of same const. Will assign form group here. Again with the document dot query selector all, I will set this dot form group, and if I copy and I will paste it here again, if I save, now we can able to see all the 4 form groups here. And then next declaration we are going to add for the buttons. Here we have added the buttons value with the help of class. I will add the declaration name called next form with the document dot query selector, because we are going to select only that particular button, right? So we need to use query selector. If that is a group of element, we need to use query selector all. For the previous button again, I will use this preview form equal to document dot query selector again with the help of dot preview. Now we need to add the for each to find where the button is. So for that I will add the form group dot for each to find all the buttons. For each we are going to find the button. I will add the parameter as button. Inside the function selection I will add the console.log with button. If I save, for each is not an function. Why? Because we have added only for query selector. As I said, if we need to find all the elements, we need to use query selector all. If I save, now we can get all the buttons. See, now we have a buttons with next only 3. If I copy this, if I paste it here instead of next, if I check these things to previous, if I save, we have only 2 previous button. Now we can get all the buttons with the help of class. So now why we have find this button? Now we are going to add the event listener to each buttons. So with the help of button dot add event listener, we'll mention this as click. We'll add the allot to 1 for the next. If I save, if I click next here, now we can able to get the allot. Now the button event is working here. If I click, if I next again, now we can able to see that. The same thing we need to add to the previous form too. So now whenever we click this, we need to navigate these things to the next form, right? So for that we'll create one more function with the help of function keyword with the value of move next form. Function is a group of scope. It should work inside the function. So here inside the move next form, we need to get all the forms, right? So again we have a declaration of form group here with the form group dot for each. Now we are going to find the form here again with the help of console dot log will find the form. If I save, if I go to the insert element again, if I click next, now we are getting only the alert. The function is not firing because whenever we create the function, we need to invoke this. I will go here and I will invoke this function with the help of function bracket. If I save now, if I go on click next, now we can get all the forms here. Now we need to remove the form active from the first form and we need to set the form active to the second form. So how we can calculate this if it is first or second form? So for that I will add one more global variable with the help of let declaration. I will set form steps count. Initially I will set this for 0 and here if it is next button I will add plus plus. If it is a previous button I will set these things to minus minus. Whenever we click this it will add 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, 1 to 3 based on the click. If you are going to click the previous button 3 to 2, 2 to 1 and 1 to 0. So with the help of this let declaration we can find the form and we can able to set the active and inactive. For that we need to find the form first, right? So we are already having the form group. With the help of form group we have an array of value. I will set the form step count here in console.log. If I save, if I hit, now we can able to see the second form here. The second form is a contains of personal information. If I click again, now we can get the form row of social information. This is how we are going to add the class to the particular forms. So before that we need to remove the class on the current form, right? So for that I will add the form dot class list dot contains. We are going to remove the form active, right? So we need to check if the form active is present on the form. We can use this and so this will execute on the second line and we can set the class list dot remove and then value of form active. If I save, if I click next, now we can't able to see the first form because we have removed the class from the forms. Now we need to add the form active class to the next form, right? So again as I mentioned with the help of form group I will add the array value of form step count. We can simply add the class directly to the form. With the help of class list add will set the form active here. If I save, if I click next, now we can able to see the personal information. If I click next, we can able to see the social information. If I hit submit, now we can able to see the finish here. If I refresh again, if I click next, it is going to the next. If I click previous, how cool is this, right? We can able to see next and previous as well as the previous and next. Now whenever we click next, we need to show this active and hide of the steps too, right? So for that we'll create one more function with the function keyword with the value of update progress bar. Inside that already we have added a declaration of progress bar. Again with the help of for each we'll get the li and index of each LIs. Alright, and then inside that if I do a console.log of li, I will copy this function and I will call this function inside the move next function. So again I will go to the insert element. If I go to the console tab, if I hit next, now we can able to see all the LIs here. So based on this we need to set this active to this particular LIs. Same thing what we have done for the move next to. So here li dot class list dot add directly will set the class to active. If I save, if I hit next, now we can able to see all the form step is active. Now we are in the second personal information, right? This should active only account and then personal. This other two things should be grayed out, right? We need to fix this. So only we have added the index of will check with the help of I less than form step count will set +1 because we are going to add this as plus plus, right? Whenever we append this, then only we need to set this class to active. If I click next, see now only this is setting active and other two is disabled. If I go to next, if I submit, now we can able to see. If I click next, if I go to previous, still it was active. We need to disable this too, right? So here in the else part, we'll add the same line of code here. Instead of add, we'll set to remove. If I save, if I click next and next, if I click preview, now we can able to see the step form is there, right? How simple is this? And now whenever we click this, we need to add the colors to the step root too, right? Because then only we can know this is going from account to personal and personal to social. Here inside the function of update progress bar, we'll add one more progress bar dot for each with the same parameter of li and then I with the function bracket of. Now we are going to set only the step count without +1 because we are not going to add +1 to the next steps, right? We need to add only for the next step. If it is 2 and then we are going to add this 2 for 1. If it is confusing, right? I will explain you clearly. I less than equal to step count. I will add li dot class list dot add to. Will set the new class name called next, and then in else port will remove the same class here again. If I save, nothing will happen. I will go here in the style.css. We have added the styles to that active. The same thing we need to add to the next. So I will copy this. I will add the comma and I will set these things to next. If I save, if I go on it next, still we can't able to see the color here. So I will go here and I will check if the class is added here or not. So here it was added. Why? Because we have added this li, this particular root as in the after, right? Not in the before. So I will change these things to after. If I save, now we can able to see the color here. If I refresh here, now we are in the account. If I hit next, now we can able to see the colors for account and personal as well as the root too. If I go to next, we can able to see the social. If I submit, now all the forms as filled with the root color too. What this script contains. Here we are in the first step of 0. We are going to add the class to this personal. If it is 1 plus 1 to 2, if we hit next, we are going to set the colors to the personal here. Here the case is different because we are added the first li and we are going to set the root of first li only. If we have set this +1, it will be set to here. So I will add this example here. If I save, if I click next, see now as I said, now it is going to the second two. This should not happen because we are in the personal information. Once we have filled this, after clicking this, then only this should be complete, right? So only here I have not added +1. If I save it again, go on click next. Now we can able to see this. Now the pending thing is animation. Whenever we click next, the form should have a animation. So for that, again I will jump to the style.css. In the form group, I will add the keyframes with the name of animate. I will set the from transform scale to 1 to 0 and then I will set to 2, again the transform scale to 1 and 1 with the opacity of 1. If I save, nothing will happen because we have created this animate. We need to initialize this animate into the form group. So I will copy this with the help of property name called animation. I will assign the animation value to this of the keyframe. If I save, if I click next, nothing will happen because we need to add the duration of 1 second. If I save, now we can able to see the animation effect scale from 1 to 0 and 1 to 1 with the opacity of 1. And then if I click next, if I click next, now we need to style this finish to. So in the end of list, we are going to add the styles to the finish. So for this finish special form, I will add the subclass to success. I will copy this class name. I will jump to the style.css. Here I will set all the content inside this into the center of the form, right? And then I will add the colors to blue color. If I save, I will jump, and submit. Now we can able to see all the content into the center of the screen. And now I will add the styles to the checkbox here. So for that, I will copy this class name and I will set the font size to this 155 px. This will not set because it was taken the default font size. We need to set this as important. Now we can able to see the icon here. So if I refresh, now we are in the account. We can able to type all the information. If I click next, we'll get the cool animation with first name, last name, contact, and with date of birth with date object. If I click next, we'll get the social information. If I click submit, now it will shows the form as submit and thanks for the sign up and all the steps as completed. If I refresh, all the steps as disabled except the current form, next and next and next, and it will be finished. Finally, we have completed this multi-step user registration form using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Please like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel Sharat Chandar K to watch more like this one. If you are interested in JavaScript projects like this, I have created and added a playlist link in the description. Please do check it out. Now I want to hear from you. If you have any questions or what JavaScript topics do you want us to cover in future videos, drop your suggestions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep coding and keep learning. See you in the next video. Happy coding. Bye for now. Have a nice day.